Back now from my little run. So listen, this is my strategy for manifesting. And you may think it's ridiculous, but when I have actual evidence of it working, then, just listen, just have a wee listen. So whenever I wanted to be a certain management position in a certain corporate, one of the largest corporates in the world, you will know the name. And they said I couldn't have the job. So I would attend assessment centers and I would be number one. The whole day assessment center was like drawn blood. And I would always be number one, except I would fail at the interview because they thought that I wasn't management material. I wasn't leadership material. I didn't fit their bill for what leadership was, lied and, directive. I was more of a community kind of girl. We've all got this. We're all brilliant. How can you help me and how can I help you? So I never got the job. And it was always men who was interviewing me. And I'm not blaming this, like men, blah, blah, blah. So, make sure that you've got that one right. It's just the way it was at the time. And so whenever I would go for this interview, so this was a strategic management position. It was a health economic role to the NHS, and it was in a certain specific area that I would be economic modelling for them for to save them money, increase, you know the idea. So I knew I could do the job and I wanted to do it, and I didn't see any other job that I wanted. So I just turned up to the assessment centres. Now other people, they fell away and they went, well, it's not for me. And I went, well, you've only been once. Why don't you just go again? And, that was just a trial. Do it again. I couldn't believe that people would just fall away. But obviously, well, it wasn't for them, was it? And so I would just turn up. So over 2 years, I did this. I just turned up. In fact, it just started to become a bit of a laugh to me. And I go, oh, here we go again, another assessment center. And they would always say that I was number one. But I was always interviewed by a man. I didn't know this at the time, but it was only afterwards, whenever I looked at it and I went, oh my goodness, the universe then brought this wonderful woman in and she hired me. And 2 months later, she left the job. Nothing about me, by the way. So, so there's one thing, that I just kept persisting, just turning up. I was enjoying it. I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't expect to get the job. I just thought I'm enjoying these assessment centers, and I know I can do the job, and who knows. So anyway, that was one way. The next one is that I obviously had sales targets to reach, etc., etc. But as soon as I look at a sales target, as soon as I start working things out, it all seems to go the other way. And it's not how I work. And so whenever I had my strengths done, everybody else on my team was strategic. And here was me over here, was all relationship. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to be more strategic. And so whenever I saw that, I kind of felt down, but they went, no, 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 we love what you do, because by the time we've thought about it, you've been out, done it and come back again and told us what's really happening. So for the first time, it felt good enough to be me. So I just carried on being me. And I just literally I just love being me. And I met with the girls and we would have little meetings and we would do what we needed to do in those meetings. And but what I did was that year, I literally ran on the mountain, and the job title was called CEC. And I would literally run on the mountain and I would go CEC number one, CEC number one as I was running. I did that for 6 months and I just thought it was a laugh, because I just thought, oh, and I also did 100 grand as well. CEC number one, 100 grand, CEC number one, 100 grand every single day, because I run in the mountains every day, every day, every day. And I was having a laugh, and I would even laugh at myself going, how ridiculous. There's just no way I'm ever going to do that. I find it so funny. Well, come the September, I was number one, but to me, it wasn't official until it was announced on stage in the January. But between then and the January, I got made redundant. And so it's great to be number one at your game and then go on for certain reasons that the job no longer existed. They did offer me another one. It wasn't quite what I wanted. And so I took the redundancy. So in the January, whenever I'm out with my friends, I happen to be all dressed up. So bearing in mind, I've forgotten about CEC number one. I'm all dressed up and I've got a glass of champagne in my hand. And my friend phones me and she goes, oh my God, your name is on the stage. You are CEC number one. And so I started to laugh and I went, there you go. You get what you want. And so that's just what made me laugh. I was already in celebrating mode. And here comes the call. It repeated to me exactly what I had repeated to the universe. Remember, universe, one voice. Universe, one voice. So literally, wow. The other thing that happened, which was similar to it, the trip that came with that, being number one, was to go to Iceland, an all expenses paid trip. Now, my friend had already said to us, give me £50, I'm going to book a flight. I'm not going to tell you where to, but I'm going to take you all away. I just need £50 for now. So we paid her the £50. And about 2 weeks before we were due to go, she said, right, you need to get prepared. So I'm going to tell you where we're going. I'm taking you to Iceland. So I went to Iceland on an all expenses paid trip anyway. Wow. Did I do anything? Well, I gave 50 quid, didn't I? The other thing was, yeah, I did end up with 100 grand that year. It was in redundancy as well. So be careful what you ask for because it does come. Now, there's another part to this story. In fact, lots of different parts, but I have another story as well. It's just exactly as magical as that. I'm not going to say it here. If this is enough for you, then give me a call. I'd love to help you, talk with you, see what it is that you want, or don't bother. I mean, that's absolutely fine because I'm doing another business and I want people who are like me, who think like me, who are not strategic at all, or who can be strategic for me and do the strategic stuff for me and with me, because it takes all of us to work together, doesn't it? And I want a team of everybody who is everything that I'm not. So I'm the one who brings the joy and the positivity and the let's have some fun and the vision and the encouragement. And I need everybody else who's not like me to be with me and the people who are like me to be with me. So if I resonate with you, give us a call or watch part two. There's a second video as well. And yeah, perhaps we'll do business with each other. Perhaps we'll collaborate and perhaps we'll just have flipping fun in this world. Cheerio now. Have a good day.